Hello healers and health seekers, it's me Ichoda, healing with medical medium information for 30 months now. Today I'm doing a Q&A video because one of my lovely subscribers asked me to do this video. And they asked all of this information about where all the toxins are in my environment. It's freaking me out. This is a lot. And how do you not panic? How do you not be freaked out by this? That is a really, really good question, I think, because how do you not be freaked out by it? I understand. Now, I feel like I first want to say that when Anthony does give us this information, and I notice because I've been in this community and because I've been following him and reading all his books and doing this for a really long time, he tries really hard to give out the information just a little bit at a time so that we don't get overwhelmed, because finding out about just how toxic all the stuff in our world is a lot to handle. And I don't want to repeat it all here because I don't want to condense it down. I feel like it is a lot, but it is a lot to process. But he doesn't tell us that so that we'll freak out and be scared, because we still have to live in the world. He tells us that so that we understand why it's so important for us to take care of our bodies, because if we are taking care of our bodies and minimizing the exposure that we can control, and there is some exposure that we can control. We can't control everything, but if we get our bodies in tip-top shape, if we are supporting our livers and taking care of ourselves and eating the healing foods and doing all that we can do for our health, and keeping the foods that feed viruses and pathogens and bacteria out of our body, what we can minimize helps. And if we're doing all of those things, it helps us to survive the onslaught. It helps us to still be able to thrive despite the onslaught. That's how I mostly don't panic, but I will be honest, there are certain things that I just, I feel like you kind of can't help but think about it. I mean, you're a caring, decent, big-hearted human being, and the noise you hear in the background right now is Muffins the pug and Pendleton the cat chasing each other and playing. I'll put a little video of it in here because it's really cute, but it's also very noisy. They always accompany me when I make videos. Well, most of the time. Sometimes they are too uppity and they have to go in a different room, but most of the time they accompany me. Anyway, so what was I saying? It's hard not to think about things when you find out what is causing a great number of toxins in our world. It's hard not to be disheartened. You are a person who cares. You are a person who probably, like me, was raised to believe that mostly the world is good, right? And that you can trust certain authority and you can trust certain agencies to be looking out for our well-being and our best interest. And to find out that that's not the case at all, and that really it all just comes down to money and who has the most and who can grease the palms the best. Yep, it is a hard unraveling of our belief systems to bear, and it is. So suggestions that I have for coping with such things would be, again, all of the meditations in the back of the book. The sunset trust meditation among the highest of them. The connecting with the stars, the moon, all of them. They're all fantastic, fabulous meditation. When I say the back of the book, I'm referring to the first book, Medical Medium, Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illness and How to Finally Heal. Because he has so many great meditations in the back of this book and all the essential angels. Then, in Life-Changing Foods, he has more angels and more foods for healing. This is a really good book to look up foods that can support your soul when you've been through sadness and disappointment and need support. There are so many foods that can actually help support your healing and your coping. Things like grapes and sweet potatoes and orange juice. Orange juice brings the sunshine into your life. Things like that. So use the resources. Use all of his resources. Use the angels in the back of these books. Use the meditations from the books. He's got meditations, I think, in all of the books. He's got different ones. Just use those connections and those tools to help support you when you're feeling really upset and disappointed about things. Like, talk to the angels and say, help with this. Pray for help for it. Pray for cleaning up of the planet. Pray for more awareness. There are so many angels that you can talk to and ask for their assistance and their help in all of this. I know that there's a possibility that might sound kind of weird to some of you, but I'm telling you what, it really helps. It helps me when I am struggling or feeling down about something or kind of fixating a little too much. You probably don't want to Google certain things. You probably the best thing I think to do is to keep your focus on what is under your control and know that you are doing the best that you can for your family and yourself. And just keep yourself aware, but also just focus on your healing. Know that you are healing. Know that you will be able to cope with that stuff. Because honestly, when I think about things like that, and when I think about all the things and all the pathogens and viruses out there and what we can get exposed to, all the toxins, everything that can feed that stuff and make it worse, sometimes, I get a little like, whew, that is a lot. It's a lot. And you can also do things like make a kit to take out into the world with you. That's what I do. Muniza Ahmed has a great suggestion for a kit. I think it was in her travel webinar, which is available on her website. I think it's like $30 and you can watch it. But anyway, I think the travel webinar, but she has a kit that she says, here's what you want to take out into the world. You can get those little, on Amazon, you could buy disposable toilet seat covers to take with you if you should ever be in a situation where you need to use a public restroom, or honestly use the restroom at somebody else's house, because you can get strep from anywhere. Also in that kit you could include wipes. There are safer wipes that are chemical free that you can take. I will try to link to some below, some safe wipes, and I'll try to link to all the items in the kit. You can take obviously some safe hand sanitizer with you. So my whole kit, it's got the hand sanitizer, it's got the disposable toilet seat covers, it's got the baby wipes. And so what you want to do is you want to wipe off the toilet seat before you use it. You want to wipe off any fixtures like the faucet handles and stuff like that before you touch them. And you definitely would want to wipe off, like honestly, I always just flush toilets with my foot. I use my shoe to push down buttons, and I just never touch that stuff. And always I'm sure you already know by now the trick going in and out of restrooms. If you were to have to touch a handle, just grab a paper towel and use that instead. I also even carry non-latex gloves, and I put the gloves on before I do anything in the bathroom if I have time. The other thing about having strep for me is that sometimes I have urgency, so I just do what I can. And you can try to hover over the seat if you're good at that or whatever. But if you do that, please clean up after yourself. Don't leave your mess for the next person, because anyway, you know that. So that's the kit. You can have that kit with you. I think that's a really good kit to always have hand sanitizer. If you're gonna go somewhere with a shopping cart, always wipe off the handle of the shopping cart. Those are super gross. Just do what you can to be safe. So you just minimize it in those ways. You just sort of think of, how can I have to do this, so I'll just, take your kit. If you're gonna have to use the bathroom out, outside your house, take your kit. And honestly, things like that give you more peace of mind, because you could become agoraphobic and stay in the house. I mean, that's one option. Sure, you could do that. You got to go out in the world. You got to get fresh air. You got to get sunshine. You got to go grocery shopping and do the things you need to do. Take your family places or whatever it is you need to do. You got to go out in the world. You don't want to stay inside forever. Yes, we're going to be exposed to things, but the reason for Anthony William telling us this is definitely not for us to freak out and run our adrenals. We don't want to do that. It's so that we know how to support ourselves. It's so that we know there is something you can do about this. It's okay. This is the world we live in. That's just how it is right now. And hopefully that'll change in the future. But in order for us to not just survive, but thrive in this world and be healthy and get through it, it's super important to eat the healing foods and take care of our bodies. And also, it's like, once you know that, you know what effects this has on you, it helps you to know how to mitigate them. You can look in these books. You can look and see, what can I do to help mitigate the effects of all the toxins that we have on this planet? What can I do? Well, this is what you can do. This is what you can do for your health. This is what you can do for yourself. This is how you can help yourself. And you know that you have all of this healing information, all of this information to keep yourself safe and healthy. So that's what you can do. And definitely do those healing foods, things that are gonna get lots of glucose in your body, especially if you start feeling the panic. As soon as you feel panic, that's adrenaline, okay? As soon as you feel worried, that's adrenaline going through your body. Cool it down. Adrenaline's hot, you want to cool it down. So you want to get glucose in you immediately. If you're like, oh, I'm starting to worry, grab a smoothie. Grab a smoothie right now. Grab a piece of fruit. Grab something, a cucumber, some watermelon, something, and get it in your body right away, because it'll help mitigate that. It'll help cool down that adrenaline. And it'll help you think, because when you panic and you're full of anxiety, you can't think. Your brain's not thinking clearly. You can't get the right information to yourself about making decisions and stuff like that. So you just need to be able to think and breathe. Definitely take deep breaths and just realize, hey, I'm on the planet I'm on. Here I am. It is how it is. There's not much I can do about that. I can do my best to mitigate what I can control. And I am. I'm doing the best I can. And thank goodness I have the information that I need to heal, because that's going to be able to get me through. That's going to protect me. That's going to protect my family. That's going to protect anyone who listens. That's the important thing, okay? It's the planet that it is. Stuff that's happening is what's happening. We can't control what's coming out of the sky. We can't control the EMFs and the Wi-Fi, but we can do what we can. So for mitigating effects of EMF and Wi-Fi, 2 things that Anthony William, the medical medium, has suggested to do. 1, organite pyramids. You can put organite pyramids in your home. The more the better. You can have one in every room. You can get the little ones and put them next to your computers or your devices. Organite pyramids really do help mitigate the effects of the EMF and Wi-Fi that you're exposed to. 2, potatoes. If you cannot get an organite pyramid right now, get a potato and put it by your computer, put it by your device, put it by your TV. Change it out every week. That is a way to mitigate the effects. I should have put that in my detoxify your home video, but I totally forgot. I just forgot all about that. But those, I use it, I do it. I have organite pyramids, and I have I use potatoes sometimes, but I kind of forgot. But yeah, the potato you want to change out every week. And do not eat the potato. Do not eat the potato that you use to absorb the EMFs and stuff. Don't eat that potato, because it's in there. So you don't want to eat that. And the other thing about that is keep your potatoes in the refrigerator or away from wireless and EMF devices. Like, try not to keep them out where they'll be exposed to that stuff, because potatoes do absorb it. It's kind of amazing. I wish he'd say more about how that works, but that's what he has said. So it's just good to know. It's a tool. It's a tool to use. So just do what you can to minimize your exposure, whatever you can control. Like I had covered in the Detox Your Home video, and just know that you are, and know that you have that information that's going to help you heal and that's going to protect your health. We're not going to not be able to be exposed to bugs. We're going to get exposed to bugs because the world's got them. The world's out there with them, and they get transferred. There's the flu, there's bacteria, all different kinds of bacteria and stuff like that. I mean, it's gonna be there, and there's those things that are happening that we don't have any control over right now. Other than, I think we can pray. I think we can pray, and I think if there is a way that we can volunteer or affect change in some way, like if you're well enough physically to do that and to take that on without running your adrenals too much, then great. Maybe you can do something like that. I think for most of us who are healing, that might not be the case, and that might not be the safest thing for us to do right now. We need to focus on healing at home. By at home, I mean like our families and the people close to us, because that will ripple out into the world, and that will affect change, and that will help. Like, that does make a difference. You might think that, like, what's that gonna do, just focusing on me? But think of all the people you talk to. Think of the people you interact with. Think of if you post on social media, you never know what posts are reaching somebody that you have no idea. You never know what seeds are being planted. You never know what people are taking away from what you say and what you post. So share your healing progress and let it ripple out into the world. I mean, I think those are good things we can do for ourselves and our families. And I do think that's important. I hope this helped. Did I miss anything? If I missed anything, tell me other tips and tricks that you might have that I didn't cover, because it's just coming out of my brain, so I don't sometimes I miss things. My brain doesn't always retain everything or remember what to say. So yeah, tell me if you have other tips and tricks that I missed. How do you keep yourself calm? How do you keep yourself feeling good about things? How do you keep yourself from freaking out? Knowing what's out there. I think it can be done. I do it. You gotta kind of focus on what is important right now and what you have under your control, what you can control. I really think that is key. So again, I really hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give a thumbs up below. That is very helpful to my channel. If you would like to subscribe to my channel and you haven't yet, you can hit that subscribe button down there. You can ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post new videos. I want you to know that you can heal, and I wish you great blessings for your continued healing journey. Stay curious, my healers and health seekers. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.